Hello everyone, you are all welcome to lecture number 980, and today's topic is the treatment of waste water from household activities. If I say household activities, means from inside house there are different type of variety of activities like washing of the cloth, washing machine, toilet, kitchen waste, and then cleaning. There are toilet, lot of activities are there indoor, and we are getting lot of wastewater. And this wastewater treatment, because of human activities, indoor activities, is very important in mega cities like Lagos, Kano in Nigeria, Mumbai, Delhi, and other mega cities like New York. Is very important because there the human colony, the human population is densely populated, and once these wastes are released on the earth, it is hazardous to our health, and it must go to sewage pipe and to septic tank. So directly going to septic tank is not proper. It is better that through the underground pipe it should go to the center treatment plant, that is sewage treatment. And that sewage treatment plant, first all the floating material particles, they are filtered out, they are removed, then it will go to sedimentation tank where all those big particles will be settled down, and after that it is treated with some microorganisms like algae so that its dissolved oxygen percentage is increased. So there are a lot of processes in that treatment, and after treatment, when it is to our satisfaction that all these impurities, toxic material, mineral or lead which are not desired, unwanted, are removed, then it is useful for agriculture to grow the vegetable and fruits, and also for domestic use. So these are very, very important in urban cities where it is industrialized and where people are very much densely populated, and the networking of underground pipe for sewage treatment is very, very important from chemical point of view. I am going to discuss one by one. So here I have given that how the household wastewater is treated so that we can use for different purposes. So number one, that is homes and small industrial units, waste water from toilet, washing machines, kitchen, bathroom, and other household activities should be treated before it returns to earth. This is a big challenge in 21st century, because in most of the cases, of course, the earth is divided into human colony in rural area and urban area. In rural area, 99% of this waste water, what it is coming from our home or kitchen, goes to septic tank, and here the soil is responsible of acting as a filter to clean it. But that one is not yet foolproof to use for our domestic purpose, maybe for drinking, washing, or even for agriculture purpose. So that's why the household wastewater should be treated properly, not only up to septic tank, rather than through underground pipe. It should be taken to proper chemical treatment plants, and there it should be treated at different stages. That's what I have given here. activities and be treated before it returns to earth. In rural area, we are using septic tanks which decomposes solid waste in the absence of oxygen, anaerobic that is, and rely on soil to purify the water. It's only we are relying on soil, and that soil is acting as a filter paper to filter all those undesired or contaminated or toxic particles. And number two, groundwater contamination. The serious issue of groundwater contamination, because it has been found in some towns in India and even in Nigeria also, in Zamfara state, that where the percentage of some mercury or lead is more, where they are having some mining activities and they have the underground water. Slowly it has gone to contaminate that underground water, and they were drinking this water, and finally they got some neuro problem, Alzheimer's problem by the accumulation of these toxic elements. So groundwater contamination may take place in hazardous chemicals, and these hazardous chemicals are mercury, nickel, cadmium, cobalt. All these are very, very toxic and are put into the system, or if the drainage area is close to the water table. That's why if your drainage area is close to water table, that water level, there is chance of contamination of all these toxic elements. In highly populated areas, sewage is often carried by underground pipes. So in well-established infrastructure, in big cities, where all the factors are taken care, all the waste water from a household is taken in deep underground pipe to a central place, to a chemical treatment plant. Sewage is often carried by underground pipes to a municipal sewage treatment plant, and where it is subjected to several treatment stages. Number 3, as the wastewater enters the treatment plant, it flows through grates and tanks, and that removes sand, grit, and floating particles. So first, once it is entering into the tank, all these floating particles and grit are removed, such as combs and toothbrushes. Lot of all these particles are there, and that are removed. From there, the wastewater flows into that is called sedimentation tank. After clearing all those particles, then it will go to sedimentation tank, and in that sedimentation, the big particles size, they will settle down on the bottom, and the water will be free of all those particles. In sedimentary tanks, where the heavy solids settle on the bottom and the light one rise to the top. The solid matter is, and that which is there on the top, that solid matter is called sludge, and which can be used as a feed stocks for biogas generation. So from that leftover material in the sedimentation tank, that can be used to generate energy, and that by biogas generation. And the surface water is transferred to oxidation pond. Then after sedimentation tank, it will go to oxidation tank, and there we are adding blue-green algae, living organism, and that living organism will take care of BOD, that biological oxygen demand. That is very important step. And these microorganisms are, for example, like microcysts and Anabaena and nostoc. These are all 3 type of algae. They are commonly used to do the oxidation, and that is known as blue-green algae. So today in 21st century, to treat this wastewater from our household and even from agriculture farm, the microorganisms, the modified, genetically engineered, genetically modified different variety of bugs and microorganisms, algae, bacteria are playing very important role to maintain the biological and ecological balances for the survival of human being. And even they are taking care of not only the environmental issue to control the pollution, they are also controlling our water, and to get treated with those microorganisms, we can degrade or disintegrate or kill or decompose lot of toxic substances. So here, number 4, the algae infuse oxygen into the water body. Just thought the process of photosynthesis, and that through photosynthesis, thus they decrease its BOD. Actually, once the oxygen is released, because of the presence of infusion of the oxygen into water body, the photosynthesis will take place and it will decrease BOD. BOD means biological demand of oxygen by water, and this process will increase the oxygen dissolved in water, and that will help a lot to marine animals like fish, so many other whale, other marine animals. Number 5, it also absorbs many of the toxic waste materials from sewage water, and this water is not fit for agriculture, because sewage water directly, some people in some rural area where all these wastewater from densely populated urban cities are disposed or released, and they are using for agriculture purpose. That is not acceptable. It's very common in the satellite town of mega cities like Lagos or like Delhi or Bombay, that whatever sewage water is with full of contamination and toxic elements is used to do the farming and to grow the vegetables and fruits. That is wrong unless it is treated and make sure that all those toxic materials, elements, metals, they are removed. Only then we can use for agriculture purpose to grow the vegetable and fruits. So here the sewage water, and this water is not fit for agriculture, horticulture and even fish farming. It can also be purified further by growing water hyacinth, and in the next pond we can grow the hyacinth, and that will purify in the next pond, and both algae mass and water hyacinth absorbs all the toxic elements including the heavy metals. Each kilogram of water hyacinth by dry weight. So once you are taking 1 kilogram of hyacinth by dry weight, it can yield about 370 liters of biogas, and that biogas is up to 95 to 99% methane. So that can be utilized for our energy purpose. There is economic factor. And number 6, by making use of biotechnology. Now here there is role of biotechnology, which plays very important role in water treatment, especially the wastewater from household and even from industrial waste, any sources. Biotechnology, where we are going to modify the bacteria or engineering of the bacteria, or even the modifying the gene to have novel microorganisms. That plays very important role nowadays to treat all this waste material in water. So the biotechnology, it is now possible to treat oil spills. Nowadays, oil spills, which is very common in sea, because through sea route, the shipment of the crude oil is there from Arabian Sea, from Indian Sea, ocean. So there is sometimes chance of spill of water, and when there is water spill, marine animals, marine fish, and some other whale, big animals, they are also in danger, and the birds which are living around that area, they are also killed because of the spilled crude oil. And that spillage of crude oil, nowadays it is controlled by bacteriology with the help of microorganisms and biotechnology. It is now possible to treat oil spills which threatens the marine and bird life using genetic engineering. New bacteria called super bugs were developed by Indian scientists, and the novel bugs, bugs, and these novel bugs which are produced are capable of consuming and digesting crude oil. Number 7, the technology known as bioremediation is the latest technology in 2021, and in 21st century we can say, with the help of biotechnology, with the help of bioremediation and genetic modification of microorganisms. These are all very much active field nowadays, and it's good for chemists to jointly work with biologists, microbiologists and chemists, and then they can develop lot of material. So the bioremediation can degrade a variety of hazardous waste, including crude oil, chlorinated hydrocarbons, polychlorinated biphenyls, and pesticides into water. There is now long list of genetically modified microorganisms. So successfully now we are in position to produce lot of genetically modified, genetically engineered microorganisms, and they are playing very important role to treat and to purify our contaminated water with different type of variety of toxic substances. Is all taken care by all these modified or engineered microorganisms, and created bugs. The new type of bugs are also created. They are genetically modified. These Indian scientists, they have created, and which can